Today we are going to be looking at progress checks that ESOL students at Argyle wrote. In order to complete this activity, you are going to need your WIDA rubric. Please take it out so that you can reference it during this EDpuzzle. To start, we are going to look at a few progress checks, and I'm going to ask you to score the vocabulary, the discourse, and the sentences. This is the first progress check we are looking at. Each student had the same writing prompt. Your writing prompt was to describe your classroom. This is the answer that one student gave. What level of vocabulary would you give this answer? If you chose level 1, you are correct. According to the rubric, highest frequency vocabulary, or words that we use every single day, is level 1. If you only have words that we use every single day, then this is ESOL level 1. Let's look at discourse. What level would you say the discourse is? If you said level 1, then you are correct. Single words are level 1 responses. Finally, let's look at the sentences. What level would you say these sentences are? If you chose level 1, you are correct. We can see that this student began to write a sentence, but did not completely do so. We can see that they started to write about their classroom, but communication is significantly impeded. In other words, we don't know what the student is talking about with their classroom. This student received a level 1 on the entire assignment. Let's look at another example. Take some time to read what is written here. What level would you give this vocabulary? There are a few acceptable responses. Let's take a look at our rubric. In order for the student to receive a high score on their vocabulary, they need to use technical, abstract, and specific language. If we look at this writing, we can see that the student wrote Promethean board instead of just board, and Chromebook instead of just computer. The student also noted that the solar system is on the ceiling. This is more advanced than just saying planets. The student also said that the solar system seems to be made of balloons. We also have mention here of rolling chairs as opposed to just chairs. The more details you add in your language, the more likely you are going to have a higher score. This student would probably receive a 3 for their vocabulary. A level 4 may also be acceptable. Take a look at the discourse now. What level would you say this discourse is? In order to receive a high score in the discourse category, students need a variety of sentence lengths. You see that that is necessary at ESOL levels 4, 5, and 6. A variety of sentence lengths means that the student has multiple sentences. Some are shorter, some are longer. If we look at this writing, let's count the number of sentences that are here. We have 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, this does not meet the criteria for advanced writing. This sentence goes on and on and on when it should be broken up into smaller pieces. This level of discourse would receive level 3. You can see with the expanded sentences that the student is trying to write more complex sentences, but is not yet successful. Finally, let's take a look at the sentence level. In order to address some confusion, discourse is what all the sentences do together. The sentence level that we are referring to here has to do with each individual sentence. What level would you say these sentences are? If you said level 3, you are correct. Level 3 says that students have repetitive grammatical structures. That means that the student is using the same structure for most or all of their sentences. If you look at the way the student has written, you see the verb has quite frequently. In order to increase the level of this writing, the student should attempt to use different verbs. By using different verbs, all of the sentences are not going to start the same way. By adding greater variety to the sentences, the students will have more advanced writing. Overall, this is a level 3 written paragraph.